Well now, g'day to you friends. Seamus here. Thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you to those that have liked and shared our videos here on YouTube. We really appreciate it. And for those that have sent along coffees for my family, we really appreciate that too. But let's just get right to our story today. We're starting a new series today. This is the first in a series of shorter videos called 5-Minute Fables. We're going to go back in time to Aesop and others. We're going to find classic, old, short, sweet, and to-the-point stories, give them a little bit of a modern turn and bring them to you here, and I hope we can have a bit of fun doing it. So let's get right into the first one, shall we? This is a great old fable called Belling the Cat. Many, many hundreds of years ago, not that far from the grand city of Seville in the ancient kingdom of Andalusia, there was a quiet, sleepy little village. And in that village, there was a well-established community of fat, fluffy, furry mice. Yes, there was a community of mice, and they were a very happy community. They had lived at peace for many, many years, for many, many generations, in fact. And they had learned how to get along with the people in their town and be able to get what they needed for a happy life without bothering the people too much, which meant, of course, the people didn't bother them. And they did indeed live a happy, happy life until one day, one sad, fateful day, when a new family moved in from a village from far away, and they brought with them a cat. Yes, a cat. And life changed for the mice that day, because within a few days, little mousies started to disappear, and we all know why. And all the other little mousies were very, very concerned. In fact, the Great Mousy Council was all called together to discuss what could be done about this threat to their happiness, this cat, this El Gato that had arrived in their lovely little village. And they had their big meeting, and everybody was talking, and all the members of the council were yelling and hollering their ideas of what they could do to deal with the cat. And the ideas ran everything from, let's dig a big hole in front of the cat's house. Let's set traps for the cat all over town. Let's go out and get a dog. Yeah, that'll do it. Let's get a dog. And it went on and on until finally, in the far back of the room, one younger member of the council got up on his little mousy legs, up on his little mousy chair, and he called out, my friends, I think I have a solution, friends. And the elder conducting the meeting were like, friends. Shh, let's listen to the young man. What is your suggestion? And he said, my friends, I believe this. It's not that the cat is bigger than us. It's not that he's faster. It's not even that he's stronger. What really matters, friends, is that this cat is just so sneaky. And he gets up onto us and pounces on us before we even know he's there. So what I suggest we do is that we buy a bell and we tie that bell around the cat's neck, and we'll always know where the cat is, and he won't be able to sneak up on us. Well, the room went quiet. Could have heard a pin drop. And they were all stunned for just a moment, and then they all gave out with joy. Oh, what a wonderful idea, young man. Joyous, wonderful, brilliant idea. Let's do that. And within moments, they all started to organize all the committees necessary to make this wonderful idea of belling the cat come together. All except one very, very old elder mousie who sat in the front row, just shaking his head. And no one paid him any mind. Well, the committees were struck, and the first group that went out was a small group of spies sent out to observe the cat and try to discover how big his neck was, so they knew how much ribbon to buy. And then there was a committee struck to buy the ribbon and discover the right weight of ribbon and strength of ribbon and color of ribbon. And then, of course, there was a committee charged with actually getting the bell. What kind of bell? What size of bell? What metal? What sound? What ting-a-ling-a-ling would this bell have? And, of course, this was going to take money. So there was a fundraising committee that went all around the mousy community, raising the necessary money. And in the meantime, nothing was done about the cat, and mousies continued to disappear. Well, days passed, and a week or more went by, and finally they all gathered together again, and the spy committee said that they had spied out the cat. They knew how big his neck was, and they had told the ribbon committee, and the ribbon committee said, now we know how much ribbon to buy, but we need to know the size and weight of the bell. And the bell committee reported to the bell that they had chosen, and the size they had chosen, and the metal, and the ting-a-ling-a-ling, and how heavy it was. So then the ribbon committee was able to go out and buy just the right ribbon, and the fundraising committee supplied the money, and they sent emissaries out and gathered all the material, and they struck the lace through the bell, and they put the bell together, and everything was ready to go. But in the midst of all this, that same old man, that same elder mousey was in the front row, just nope. And finally, the elder leading the meeting realized that clearly we have to find out what's troubling this old one. And he said, my old friend, my elder mousy friend, you seem to be unhappy with this plan. What is it that troubles you so? And that elder mousey got up on his elder mousy legs, and he said, my friends, you would not listen to me before, so I will speak now. We have sent out committees. We've sent out spies, committees to buy ribbon and buy bells and raise money. And that's all wonderful and that's all good. And perhaps it's all needed. But now that we have the ribbon and we have the bell and we've raised the funds and everything is bought and paid for, what we have not discussed, friends, is which one of us mousies is going to go out and actually tie the bell on the cat. And the room went silent when they realized that indeed they had not discussed which one of their number would actually risk their lives to bell the cat. Now, my friends, the old Scottish poet Robbie Burns has a line in one of his most popular poems that says, "The best laid plans of mice and men go off agley," meaning simply that the best laid plans often go awry. And you can do all the planning and organizing and orchestrating that you want. You can send out fact-finding missions and have subcommittees on subcommittees. But if somebody's not actually prepared to do the work, nothing is going to get done. Well, if you've been watching our channel for some time, you know that in almost all of my stories, there's a happy ending. And I'm happy to report that this story does have a happy ending of a sort, because the mice are smart. And they figured things out. And they learned how to avoid the cat and be aware of the cat and still gather what they needed for a happy, happy life. And they did that. But friends, I will tell you from that day until this, in that sleepy little village, not far from the grand city of Seville, in the ancient kingdom of Andalusia, those mice, while they may have been happy, well, their lives changed forever. I do thank you for being with us today for the first of our 5-minute fables. I invite you again, like the video here on YouTube, share it out with your friends if you could. That really, really helps. We do appreciate the coffees, but more importantly, we appreciate you being with us here. We'll see you next week with a new story. In the meantime, please take good care of yourselves and take good care of each other, and we will see you soon. Cheers.